I woke up to some rough tweets today, man. Welcome to Hunter Nen Impact. The latest fighting game from Marvel vs. Capcom developer Aiden comes out this Thursday, but I've bought the early access just so I could show you everything the game has to offer. There's also a free demo, so you can try it out for yourself, see if you like the fighting game or not. So instead of focusing on fighting systems, today I'm going to focus on all the game modes that the game has to offer, as well as try that 2011 netcode. And oh my god, the rollback is going nuts! This is the worst game I've played so far. What is happening? Luckily, there's a lot more than online to this game. It has a surprisingly high number of offline modes, even if many of them do seem kind of simple. After this video, I'm gonna keep playing this game every minute I can, hopefully giving you a full review by Friday. But if you cannot wait, then here's everything the game has and my first impressions for each game mode, starting with... A short portion of this was already playable in the demo, so you may already know this, but I think this barely counts as a story mode. As every cutscene is a slideshow, none of them are voice acted, just some grunts here and there. And the story is very abridged. I don't think someone new to Hunter x Hunter would understand what's happening here, and I don't think this is a great way of reliving or remembering the story either. The storytelling part of this game mode was very neglected, but I will say it does a good job of offering you a tutorial and some cool optional missions here and there to get you to try new moves. It's all relatively simple stuff, very beginner friendly. I could see this being a great way to start learning the game if you're more of a beginner and feel like you're making some progress towards completing something, but I would argue the cutscenes in between each fight are totally useless. But like I said, this game has a surprisingly high number of single player modes that can all be found in... So here we have Arcade, Heaven's Arena, Battle Olympia, Time Attack, and Combo Trials. Let's quickly go through each one of them. Arcade is what you would expect pretty much. You pick a team and then fight through 8 random encounters, where the last battle is actually against a solo Meruem who has a ton of health. The difficulty ramps up as you go, but you can also select between easy, normal, or hard before you start your arcade journey. Next, we have Heaven's Arena, which seems to be the most complex single player mode in this package. It's a survival mode consisting of 31 stages. Every round you beat, you make some money, which you can spend between rounds to heal your team back up. Healing is usually very expensive though, so you might want to wait for specific floors where the price is much more affordable. There's no selectable difficulty here. It starts very easy, but it ramps up over time, and I feel like it was a very slow boil. And by the time I was getting cooked, I barely even noticed. So yeah, unfortunately, I did die in the one attempt I've made so far. There's no checkpoint, so now I have to start over from scratch, but if I wanted to take a break between floors, I could totally do that and just come back to it later. Since I didn't beat this game mode, however, that means I did not unlock Battle Olympia, so I'm still not sure what this is, but I intend to find out tomorrow. I'm thinking of going live on Twitch and playing the game the whole day, both online matches and being all of these offline modes as well, on the way to writing my full review. So if you want to see what this game mode is all about, go ahead and give me a follow. The link is down below. But speaking of getting cooked, the next game mode I picked was Time Attack. And once again, there was no selectable difficulty, but it was challenging from the get-go. The goal is to win 5 encounters as fast as possible, and I'm not gonna lie, this mode was kicking my ass. I think I'll come back to this one later as well. But my favorite offline game mode to play in pretty much every fighting game has to be Combo Trials. This one is a bit different though. Instead of giving you a specific combo for you to complete, each challenge might just say, hey, try to use this tool to start a combo and then finish your opponent off in whatever way you can. Basically, your goal is to always discover a combo that kills your opponent, but you gotta start with a specific attack or use a system mechanic along the way. It's a mode that forced me to explore more than I usually do in Combo Trials, and I did learn some characters and some moves this way, but I feel like I didn't learn as much as I usually do with a normal combo trial, where I'm learning specific moves and specific links that work. And to be fair, at any point you can actually pause the game and ask to see an example of a combo that would work, and then you can try to recreate it. But I don't know, it's just not the same. You gotta recognize the buttons as you see them, the game doesn't give you the inputs, and I'm here learning a new character, like that just feels like an extra step. I don't know if I want to main this guy, just tell me what buttons he's pressing. So to me, this is not as good as a traditional combo trial, but I don't hate this game mode either. It's different, it's kind of cool, but it could be its own separate challenge mode in addition to an actual combo trial. That would probably be the best of both worlds. But enough delaying the inevitable, let's talk about the... When you first enter this mode, everything looks great. You got a ton of settings for connection, region, everything you'd expect. If you don't care what region you want to play against, you can just select Greed Island, and I thought that was kind of clever. The game gives you bonus points if you get a win streak up to a certain rank. There are disconnection penalties. You can go to training mode while queued up. So far, so good. And then I queued for a match and waited well over 10 minutes to find a game. 30 minutes in, I had only played 2 sets total, and these matches fly by, man. It was a long time of waiting, and this is essentially launch day. Early access, but still. Kinda launch. And both of those games weren't great experiences. The first game was a red bar, sure, but I saw the red bar was less than 100 milliseconds of ping. That's usually not so terrible. Not terrible enough to see this biscuit just teleporting, holy crap. Yeah, I did not get to play this game. The next one was a bit better, still lots of teleporting, still not ideal, so my first games did not make a great first impression. Netcode was something I did not expect them to fumble, to be honest, but this is a good example of why a game saying they have rollback netcode doesn't automatically mean the netcode will be good. It's usually better than delay-based netcode, sure, but in this case, I don't even think that's true. Later in the day, matches started finally flowing in. I didn't have to wait so long to find games. They were popping pretty fast, but I noticed that I was getting the same opponent back to back to back. The match did feel pretty good connection-wise. We had some good games for sure. The skill level felt similar, so that's why the game fed me the same opponent over and over again. Or at least so I thought, because right after playing this guy, that is when
I swear to you, this footage is not edited. I am mashing the heavy auto combo button. But this is how it's playing in real time. I am not kidding. I can follow this just as well as you can. I'll keep mashing though. I win, I think? Maybe? What happened? Oh, now it ended. Okay.
Can you play this game online? I'm sure you can, with a very controlled group of friends who you know you're gonna have a good experience with because they don't live that far away from you. They're all wired up. But honestly, you don't even need great netcode to do that. Good netcode is there to prevent stuff like this from happening when someone's playing a bit further away from you or the conditions aren't the most ideal ever. So if you want to venture out into the wild world of Hunter x Hunter ranked matches, I don't know if you're gonna have a great experience. This was heartbreaking to see, I'm not gonna lie. I knew this game was gonna have a rough time based on its visuals alone, but after learning how to play the game in the demo and enjoying the fighting system for what it is, I was hoping this would remain a cool niche game for a passionate, smaller community, but now that I've seen this, I guess I just don't see the vision. Get it? And see the vision? This might become a Discord game quicker than I imagined. And it's cool that they have all of these offline modes, but they really do boil down to just you playing against the CPU over and over under slightly different conditions. It's still cool, by the way, for trophy hunters especially. I had a look at the trophy list, and there are trophies for beating every game mode out there, for playing every character 10 times outside a story. And as far as online, I think there's only the trophy for playing 300 battles in total, and you only gotta win 1, which I got against the teleporting Bisky. I didn't even play that game. I got so owned. Why did I get the achievement, Steve? I don't know. There are a lot of collectibles to get, and in a player room, you can even play against someone else for their Greed Island cards. I don't really know how that works, but it sounds cool. It's something I gotta try out. So there are some good ideas here, but it all crumbles thanks to how poor this netcode is. But like I said, this is just a first impression. For the final review, tune in later this week. It's gonna be a busy time for me, but hopefully I can deliver a review by Friday. And come by my Twitch tomorrow if you want to see me play some more of this online and beat all of these offline modes as well. But for more Hunter x Hunter, check out all of these broken combos. They're all still in the game, by the way. They didn't patch any of this out. It's their vision, I guess. Thanks for watching. Bye.